Hello, this is the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Friday, May the 16th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room. You can log in as a guest, or you can use your Facebook or your Twitter account to log in. Well, if you saw the video yesterday, you know that I had taken a look at this particular strategy, which is the reverse of the bounce strategy. Again, if you've seen some of the videos in the past, you know that I'm really been concentrating on a bounce strategy, one that's looking for stocks that have been kind of beaten up over a 30-minute period, and then we're looking for a bottom, and then we play the bounce on it. But yesterday there were very few bounces, so it was suggested to me, why don't I try and flip it? And of course, I always had this strategy around, but wasn't using it too much because I'm basically always trying to find the bounce in a strong market. But in this particular case, though, this is basically looking for stocks that have moved up very quickly in a 30-minute period, and then we're trying to play the short on it. But what I noticed yesterday is that most of them, a lot of them anyway, they just kept going. And so it sort of turned into a momentum play more than anything. So I was really going to concentrate on it today just to see what would happen. So PEP was the first one that I took, but before that, I was alerted to LRCX, and the alert came in at 9:45. So it was right in this area here, and the price was at 58.16. Now, look, I mean, this has already had a huge pop. Another pop. These are 2-minute candles, so this was already up. And logically, you would think that if you start to buy something here, it's way too extended. But when I watched it at 58.16, I mean, you can see 58.16 is right here, and it's still put on almost, almost a dollar, got up to 50, $59. So when the next one happened, and that was Pepsi Cola. So let me just bring up Pepsi Cola. Now, it was not as dynamic, unfortunately, but you can see that it still had the pop. 951 is, so it was right here where I was alerted to it. I watched it for a little while and I decided to take the trade at 86.26. Now it did come back down, but my stop was going to be right below the low of this candle. So luckily it never got below there, and then it accelerated right after that, and I took out half at 86.46 and the other half at 86.48. So again, I'm just testing this. I'm wanting to see if there's something, if this is more of a pure momentum play than something that I'd be using as a short strategy. Now, the next one was MNK. Let me just bring this out. Now, I didn't take this trade, but and you can see again that I was alerted to it at 78.66. So right in this area here. So it has already been up a lot. But look what happened. 78.66 is right here, and it almost put on another dollar. So before it finally collapsed. So these are definitely turning into momentum plays, and I have to figure out. No, there's a couple of things I have to figure out is how to limit them. I mean, I have way too many. I can't possibly act on them all day long. It's just too many trades. One thing I do is that, in case you don't know, you can do this. Is that I go to the view mode and I put on the don't repeat. And in this particular case, I have don't repeat the symbol forever. Well, ever being today. You have various options that you can use for the day, an hour, 1 minute, 5 minutes, etc. But I do that because otherwise I would get the same symbol over and over and over again, and it would get very confusing. At least this way I can actually look back on it too and see when the first one happened, and so I can sort of maybe build a strategy on that. And but during the day, it's easy for me to look back and just see what was happening. So that's something that if you're getting a lot of alerts in a window and you just want to see the first occurrence of the symbol, that's what you can do. Now the next one I took, and unfortunately, unfortunately, when I did that, I erased it. Now I could do a history and I could get them all back. Let me just see. There we go. So I just did a history, but unfortunately, I'm getting the duplicates. But the next one that I did take was CFN, and CFN came in at 1031. So let me just back all the way up to 1031, and You can see CFN is right there, and it was at 42.93. So in this particular case, I took the trade right here. I waited for it to break the whole number, and this one didn't work. It popped up a little bit and held in this area for a while, but I did stop myself out at 42.96 for a small loss. But again, if I look at the law of averages, and by the way, this is what I mean. You see how I'm seeing LRCX several times. When I put the don't repeat on that, then I would get rid of that. Now there is a way in which I can do a history and also have it not repeat, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now the next one was DGX, and DGX, now that came in at 10:59. So let me just find it here. There it is, 10:59 at 58.01. This one we watched for quite a while actually, because you can see what happened. It broke through the whole number, so got the alert right around this area, and then it consolidated at 58 for quite a while. It had a little jog down here, but then immediately popped back up. So it had quite a consolidation period here. But the minute it gave it up, I decided, well, maybe now is the time to go short. Now I was quite a bit late on going short here, but I did take the short at 57.73, and I sought myself out at 57.65. More of a test again to see whether or not, okay, if again, remember this is supposedly something that's going to show me stocks that I could short. So when this didn't work, then I should be reversing my thinking and think, okay, for the reasons why it was telling me maybe I should be shorting it, maybe they're starting to act now. And so that's why I took this. It was more of a test than anything, and it was very, very quick. Again, these are 2-minute candles, so I was in and out of this trade in about 4 minutes. Now the last one was TIF, Tiffany, and Tiffany came in at 235. Let me just bring it up. 235. So there's Tiffany right there at 90.49. And that's basically where I took it. And again, now, luckily, we also had the market in our favor. You can see what was happening here. The market was starting to go up, and it really accelerated in this range here. So of course, you're going to go long something. It's really going to help your trade. But here is where I took it 90.49. I got rid of the first half at 90.61. Almost stopped myself out here at my buy, but the market was strong, so I decided just to hold on, and actually was able to get out almost at the high, 90.80. I got out right here at 90.80 when the high was 90.81. So that was obviously a pretty good exit. So really my job now on the weekend is to try to refine this so I don't get so many alerts. Of course, some of the things I can do, I can increase the minimum volume. I can maybe up the relative volume. I don't even think I have a relative volume. So in other words, the stocks have to be trading at least what they would normally be trading in terms of volume. And so I'll have to play around with it just to see what I can do. Now, the only one thing I want to ask you to potentially watch on Monday is CCIH. Now, CCIH, let me just bring in the daily chart here. You can see this line here is the 200-day moving average, and you can see it's sitting right on top of it. And today it tested it many times, and I almost took the trade. In fact, a couple of times it looked like it was going to go back through 12. If I just look at the daily chart here, you can see now it had fallen from here, but this is where I was alerted to it. And you can see it tried to go through 12. So on Monday, I'm certainly going to watch this just to see if it's going to be able to bounce off this area. You can see how it bounced off it once. It's now retesting it. If it goes through, fine. I'll just disregard it. But if it goes through 12 with any sort of volume, I'll probably get into the trade. Hopefully that happens early enough in the morning. So that's it for today. And let me just bring back the cover sheet. This is the address to get into the room. Hope everyone has a really good weekend, and I hope to see you in the trading room on Monday.